Hi, everyone. Thanks so much for joining us today for our session on the new events management platform from CanadaHelps. My name is Cindy Unan, and I'm the Charity Marketing Manager at CanadaHelps. For those of you that aren't familiar with CanadaHelps, I'll share a little bit about who we are and what we do. CanadaHelps is a charity helping charities. We provide charities open access to our affordable online fundraising platform and training so they can better connect with the people who support them. And for donors, we offer a one-stop shop for donating and fundraising for any registered Canadian charity online. Since 2000, over 1 million Canadians have donated through CanadaHelps, and together we've raised over $550 million in donations. Okay, let's get started. The agenda for today is fairly simple, but I hope you'll leave it feeling inspired to create an event of your own once you see just how easy it is. We'll do a quick intro and then we'll jump right into the events management platform walkthrough, and I'll show you some real charity examples throughout. At the end of the session, I'll open it up to a question and answer period so you can ask me any questions that you have. As most of you are aware by now, we've recently launched our events management platform. It's a powerful solution, and we designed it specifically for charities. You can run charity galas, tournaments, webinars, and other events super easily and cost effectively. You can sell tickets online and offer your supporters multiple ticket types to choose from. You have flexible split receipting options, including instant receipts, post receipts, and no receipts. You can brand your event by choosing from a wide array of color palettes, uploading photos and videos, a custom header image, and even the logo that you want to appear on your receipts. You can also customize the product-generated emails. It's all mobile optimized, so buying tickets is easy anywhere, anytime, and on any device. There are awesome social sharing features and an attendee wall to invite friends and family and promote the event. Your attendees can receive automated event reminders as well. You get instant access to real-time sales reports and at-a-glance attendee dashboards. There are so many more features, and you'll get a chance to see all of them next. Whoops, I just skipped forward in my slides. So before I show you how easy it is to create an event, I'm going to show you a great example of a completed events page before we create one of our own. So the charity that created this event is the Down Syndrome Association. It's the Down Syndrome Association of Simcoe County. Okay, so you should be able to see that on your screen. They have a beautiful header image. You scroll down a bit so you can take a look before I cover off the key areas on this screen. You got your overview, details, attendees. You scroll back up. Okay, so right away you can see that it's a clean design and all of the important elements jump out at you right away. This charity uploaded a beautiful header image that really draws you in and makes you want to learn more about the event. The header image is so important for generating interest, so really spend some time finding a good image that you can use because it's the first thing your supporters will see. If you choose not to display a header image, I'll show you what that looks like here. So this charity, the Toronto United Church Council, chose not to display one. And if you choose that option, only the gray background will remain instead, and your charity logo will display on the left of the event title and details. So if you haven't uploaded your charity logo yet, you can upload one from the profile section in your charity admin account. Otherwise, a yellow ribbon will automatically display. So I'll show you how to upload your logo later on in this session. Okay, so we'll move back to the World Down Syndrome Day event page. So I just want to point out this prominent Buy Now button right here, this Buy Tickets. Regardless of whether someone is accessing the page from mobile, desktop, or tablet, this will be one of the first things that they see. All of the pages, as I mentioned before, are mobile friendly, so purchasers can buy tickets very conveniently and they're not restricted by desktop or mobile or anything like that. And when you click the Buy Tickets button, it'll shoot you straight down to the ticket information area where the purchasers can see all the ticket types you have available and make a purchase and or a donation. Okay, so let's move down a bit. Below the ticket information area, you can see that this charity included a really great description about what the event is about. So they've written, March 21st is World Down Syndrome Awareness Day. This year, we will be celebrating a bit early on March 12th with a big family, all ages dinner and dance. Plan to join us for a catered, kid-friendly buffet dinner and dancing with DJ Brett. So they've included the event details in the details area below that. If you have a lot of information to convey, this is where you can include it. This approach ensures that you provide all of the needed information, but your page remains high impact and engaging at first glance. Okay, and below that, they've chosen to display their attendee wall, and you can see some guests have also chosen to have their information publicly displayed on the wall. This attendee wall showcases who is coming, and it inspires others to get their tickets. Again, it's optional for you to display. Okay, so at the top right-hand side, you can see all the social sharing features available. There's everything from Facebook to Twitter to Pinterest to email to Google+. So let's say I click that Facebook share button. I'm logged into my Facebook, so it displays so beautifully, and I can even include a message on top of that, and I can go ahead and post it right to my Facebook. Okay, and below that is the dashboard that displays the number of days left to buy the tickets, right here. And it's optional to display the number of people attending, and even a fundraising progress thermometer, which this charity has chosen not to display on this page, but I'll show you what that looks like later. Now, the Google map below is super neat, and it helps your attendees locate your event easily, and then the rest of the important logistical details are located right below that. So you have your location, you have your event date and time, organizer contact details, and all that below. Okay, and if you choose to include a call out for volunteers, it'll appear in this area here as well. And I'll show you what that looks like later because this charity does not need volunteers for this event. Okay, so now I'll quickly show you what it looks like when purchasers choose tickets and click the Buy Now option. So, okay, let's go ahead and if we were to buy one adult ticket, you can see here this charity is offering free tickets to individuals with Down syndrome and free tickets to babies. So the great thing about this platform is it's really flexible, and you can offer so many different types of ticket types, and you can optionally choose to include a call out for donations. Okay, so let's say I was to click Buy Tickets. Okay, as the purchaser, I see my entire order summary here. The header banner remains at the top there, and it's just displayed really nicely. I can easily edit the order. So let's say I decide, I need, 5 tickets in total. I can update the order, and the order total updates right away. I don't need to go back to the landing page to do that. And then after that, I can go ahead and enter in my purchaser and tax receipt information. And this is where I can choose to allow this event to display my name and the number of guests I'm bringing on that attendees list that I showed you just a few minutes ago. And this part is really great because here, if I'm interested in signing up for the charity's mailing list, I can go ahead and check that box, and then the charity can actually see who has signed up for the mailing list in the reports that are available. Okay, and after that, it's fairly simple. I fill out the attendee information, and then I can go ahead and click checkout. Okay, so as you can see, it's just very, very user-friendly and so easy to purchase tickets. Okay, so let's get to the fun part and create an event of our own from start to finish using the CanadaHelps event management solution. You're going to see all the amazing things it can do, and you'll see just how quick and easy it is to get your event up and running. Okay, so to create your event, you will first go to CanadaHelps.org. Okay, you will sign in over here. And if you don't have an account yet, you can open a free full fundraising account that you need to access the events management platform. Okay, so let me just sign in here. Okay, so now I'm in the My Charity homepage. If you have a CanadaHelps account, but you don't have an events tab, it's because you only have a CanadaHelps charity profile account, and you can upgrade to a full fundraising account for free either from your account or by emailing us at info@CanadaHelps.org. Now, if you're not seeing any of these tabs at all, make sure that My Charity is selected from the drop-down at the top right-hand of your screen. And if you only see My CanadaHelps option in the drop-down, it means you're signed into your CanadaHelps donor account, not your charity account. Okay, so now that we have that out of the way, we can jump right into creating an event. So you'll just click the Events tab right here. And you'll land on a page that looks like this. Okay, on this page, you can create a new event, you can view your active events, and you can view your past events. These are all just test events that I have here. Okay, so when you're ready, you can click Create a New Event, and it takes you to the first page. And this page is just the page where you're going to enter the general event information. So you'll start by choosing the language that you want your event to be in. So you can have your event in English, you can have it in French, or you can choose to have it in both languages, English and French. Okay, so just to keep things simple, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to select English. Okay, so then you'll enter your event title, pick something exciting, something that will capture people's attention. You'll enter the event overview, and then you'll enter in the event details. So anything from the schedule to, what will be served during dinner, that sort of thing can go here. Fund. For fund, you can select one of your existing funds or you can create a new fund. It's up to you. So I'm just going to go ahead and select emergency care for rescue cats. Okay, the test event we're going to be creating today is going to be a 3rd annual Golf for Cats event. So I'm going to go ahead and select that. Okay, and then fundraising progress indicators. You can choose to show the amount that you've raised so far. Does your event have a goal? If it does, you can go ahead. Maybe you want to raise $3,000, $300, $10,000, totally up to you. You can have a goal and choose not to show it, or you can have a goal and also show it, okay? And then you can, remember I mentioned that you have the option of displaying the number of attendees. So that was actually, let me show you. That was right over here. We have the number of attendees, and then also you have the option to display that attendee list at the very bottom of the page that I had showed you earlier. Okay, and then there's about the charity. It's a great place to tell people about your charity, just very general. And then, of course, the start and end date for your event. This is not the start and end date for when you want to start and your ticket sales. This is just for when the event is actually running. Okay, and then you're going to choose your time zone. You're going to enter in your the location of the event, province, postal code, phone number. If it's an online-only event, you won't have to enter in any of this stuff. Maybe you just want to host a webinar or something like that. Okay, do you need volunteers? If you do, go ahead and select Show Call for Volunteers and include a message here. Okay, and then the organizer name, address, province, all that is required, and the organizer email address, of course. So I have actually gone ahead and filled all of that stuff out in advance just to save us time. So again, we're going to do a 3rd annual Golf for Cats event. Join us for a fun afternoon of golf, followed by a delicious outdoor barbecue on July 23rd. Meet new people, take a free golf lesson, show off your golf skills, and have a great time while supporting this worthy cause. So use this area to really get your potential attendees excited. Okay. This is a great place to include whether or not your event will take place, rain or shine. Selected the fund. We have a $3,000 goal. Okay, so I'm going to scroll to the bottom here and I'm going to create this event. But before I do that, I just want to show you. You see, I can't select media library or page visuals or any of that stuff. I have to fill out this first page first. Okay, so let's create the event. I've had this open. Oh, it worked. Great. Okay, so it shoots us to the front of the page so we could see what we have so far. Okay, so far it's looking good, but it needs a little bit more oomph. We need some photos, we need some videos in there, and we're going to do all that next. Okay, and of course we need to put our tickets up for sale. All right, so now you'll go right back into Edit, and you can move on to the next step, which is the media library. Okay, and the media library, I just want you to make sure to know not to go ahead and delete all the photos that you have in it, because let's say you decide you don't want it included on the front of your page. The media library is actually the place where you store all your photos and videos for your charity profile and for events. So you don't want to delete them, because if you have them posted on your charity profile as well, it will delete there. So we'll go into the media library. We'll add all the photos that we want to add. So I've already gone ahead and added some photos for golf and kittens and that sort of thing. And then you can also add some YouTube video links or Vimeo links if you have those. And once you do that, you can move on to page visuals. This is where it gets exciting. You can go ahead and upload your header image. This is what I was saying. It's definitely worth putting some time into, finding a nice header image. And below that, we have the color palette. So as you can see, we have several options for you to choose from. And you can even view the samples here to see what you would be working with. So you could see this one's like a nice pinkish gray. And this one's more of like a red gray. Let me scroll back so we can see that a bit better. Back. Okay, let's see this one. Yeah, this is like a cranberry green. Yeah, so once you find something you're happy with, go ahead and click that. And then you're going to add some photos to your media carousel. I'll show you what the media carousel looks like here. Okay, so the Toronto United Church Council, they included a media carousel, and there's this pretty awesome. They included some nice photos. And if you include videos, this is also where it will display. Okay, so one thing to note here is it's definitely worthwhile naming your photos something descriptive that you'll understand before you upload it to your media library, because when you have to select the photo to add, you can actually see what photos you're selecting. So this is my group kittens photo and this is my barbecue photo. So let me go ahead and add some of these. Added my barbecue, group kittens. Okay. Swinging golf club. Okay, let's save that. Perfect. So let's see what that looks like now. There we go. We have a nice header image now. It's looking so much better. We have some great photos that the attendees can browse through and get a feel for what the event will be about. Okay, but we still don't have tickets available. So at this point, I'm just going to go back to our golf page. And I'm going to go to tickets and tax receipts. Sorry, I'm in the wrong page here. There we go. Okay, and I'm going to tell you a little bit about the tickets and tax receipts because there is a little bit to know. As I mentioned before, you have flexible receipting options. And I'm going to tell you a little bit about how the receipting process works now. So how it works is CanadaHelps will generate and send a single tax receipt to each ticket purchaser and/or donor on behalf of your charity by email. It will provide the total donation amount, the advantage, if any, and the eligible amount for a tax receipt and all other data points required by Canada Revenue Agency. It will also provide a list detailing each purchase ticket and/or donation in the transaction. Only the ticket purchaser will receive the tax receipt. With donations and ticket purchases made through your events page, CanadaHelps will generate and send the receipt according to your directions on your charity's behalf and using your CanadaHelps serialized charitable tax receipt number for your charity. Although CanadaHelps is preparing and sending the tax receipt, it's a tax receipt issued by your charity and not CanadaHelps. You need to keep a copy of the receipt for your books and records. As part of the service agreement, you're responsible for ensuring compliance with the Income Tax Act of Canada, all applicable laws, and Canada Revenue Agency guidelines. Okay, so you can manage receipts for your event in the Tickets and Tax Receipts tab, the one that we're in now that you can see on the screen. You'll be required to upload an image of the signature of the person from your charity authorized to sign charitable receipts. You'll also be required to enter in the eligible amount for a tax receipt and provide a description of any advantage the ticket purchaser received, if applicable. So we'll talk about this next. Okay, so uploading an image here in the authorized signature area, you really can just sign your signature on a piece of paper and take the photo with your phone and upload it here. It's pretty simple. Okay, so let's scroll down a bit. Okay, so before you can set up tickets for your event, which you can do below, let me show you. You'll be able to do that here. You have to choose your preferred method of tax receipting, and you can do that right in this tax receipt option area. So you could choose no tax receipt, instant tax receipt, or post-event tax receipt. When your receipt is set is dependent on the receipting option that you select. So post-event receipting is the most flexible option. We recommend this option if you won't know the eligible amount for each ticket type until sometime after you've sold your first event ticket. If you choose this option, you'll have to return to the Tickets and Tax Receipts tab in the Events area right here once your event has ended to complete some final steps, which I'll show you later. If you know the eligible amount for a tax receipt for each ticket type you will sell prior to your ticket sale start date, you can choose the Instant Tax Receipting option. CanadaHelps will generate and attach the charitable tax receipt from your charity to the transaction confirmation email. If you've entered $0 as an eligible amount for a ticket type, then no receipt will be sent related to that ticket. If you choose instant tax receipting and you want to add additional ticket types later on, you'll only be able to add new tickets if you can provide the eligible amount for a tax receipt up front. You won't be able to change this amount once a receipt has been generated. One thing to note is that CanadaHelps Events will issue a charitable tax receipt on your charity's behalf, but it does not support the voiding of an issued receipt. Instead, you'll need to manually cancel the receipt generated by CanadaHelps on your behalf in your charity files, and then issue a new receipt yourself to correct any issues as needed. New receipts should be issued using your charity's current serial number, but not using the serial number or sequence used by CanadaHelps, and they should reference the CanadaHelps serial number when identifying the canceled receipt. If you select the No Receipts option, no charitable receipts will be generated. You will not be able to change from no receipts to instant receipts or post-event receipting once a donation or ticket has been sold through your event page. So in the example we're creating today, I'll select post-event receipting, which is the most flexible option, so you can see the additional steps you'll need to take once we end this event. Okay, so now that we've talked about tax receipting options, we'll go ahead and we'll create our event tickets. All right, so sorry, before I move down there, this is the receipt logo. So if you want the logo on your receipt to be something specific, you can go ahead and upload the image here. All right, and then below that is the ticket sales period. So you can control when the ticket sales start and when they end. So let's say we want the sales to start now. We'll say 2:30 p.m. Okay, and automatically it'll just go to ending on the at the event end date that you've selected. But you can change it so that the sales end date is sooner than when your event end date actually is. But you can't choose a date or time that's after the event end date. And then in this area here, donations. So if you do choose to check this little box here, you will be able to accept donations for the event, and on your event landing page, people will be able to choose to donate. We're almost at the ticket types area, just a few more things. The sold out message here will appear at the top of your landing page when all types of tickets for an event have been sold out. I think I might have an example for you right here. Okay. Okay, so this charity entered in their sold out message, and you can see that their tickets are sold out, so the message displays in this orange box right here. Okay, might be a good place to let your supporters know where they can stay up to date on upcoming events, whether it be to follow you on social and to thank them for their support and that sort of thing. Now, where was I? It goes right here. Now, attendee information. If you want to have the first name and last name and email for each attendee, then you definitely want to collect the attendee information. Okay, I guess, well, the pros are if you don't collect the attendee information, then the checkout process is a lot faster for the purchaser. But then the purchaser is also required to give each attendee their ticket. When you have the attendee information, the attendees can receive the event reminders and such. Okay, so now we are in the ticket types section. So because we've selected post-receipting, we're not able to enter in a receivable amount or a description of advantage. That's because that's a step that we would do later. But if we were to select instant receipting, then we would be able to enter in this amount right away. In this area, you would enter in the ticket name. So flexible. There are so many different ticket types you can dream up and enter in here. I chose to enter in 2 tickets. Let's go to my page that's already kind of done here. There it is. Okay, so you can see I chose to enter in golf and barbecue with equipment rentals. Um, you can charge, like I chose to just charge $90 for that, and then I chose to have a ticket without equipment rentals. But let me show you some other examples. So, okay, I guess some people didn't get a chance to see this earlier. This was the beautiful page from Down Syndrome Association of Simcoe County that I had been showing off. See, all of their attendees are listed, and they have their event details and overview, and multiple ticket type options. So adults, ages 10 plus. So yeah, it's just very flexible, and you can get creative with it if you need to. Once you've filled out your ticket types, okay, now what was I working with here? Okay, let's just quickly fill one out. Without equipment rental, we'll put that at 80. I just want to show you what it'll look like. Golf and barbecue with equipment rental. Let's do that. And let's put that at $70 or something like that. Okay, and you have the option to select a free event if you need to. You could set the ticket to be free. The quantity available, we'll just put maybe there's just 50 of these tickets available. And the maximum per purchase, so let's say you only want each person to be able to purchase a maximum of 25 tickets. You could enter that in here. Okay, and then you go ahead and add the new ticket type. Okay, so if we save it, we'll head over to the front and we'll view our page. And there we go. Now we have some tickets available. So we'll go back into the edit area because there's one more step, and that is email preferences. Okay, so in this area, you can enable or disable auto-generated emails and include custom messages in the email that's sent to the ticket purchaser and or attendee. So first, we have the purchase confirmation email, and you can enter in a message that appears in the first paragraph of that email to the purchaser. If the order includes a donation, you can include a personalized thank you message just to tell them how grateful you are for their donation. For the post-event tax receipt email, you can enter in a custom message, and the receipts that are emailed to the purchaser then will include the message that you've written down here. And for the attendee confirmation email, this message, you can include a message that will be sent to the attendees. So bear in mind, maybe the attendees aren't familiar with your organization, and you want to welcome them and let them know what they're going to expect. Okay, and then down below we have attendee reminders. So purchasers and each attendee where an email address has been provided will be sent a reminder notification, and they'll receive it 7 days and 1 day before the event. And let's say you want to receive an email notification every time someone signs up for an event. You can check this box here, or if instead of that, you'd rather just have a weekly digest detailing all event registrations, you can check that box. Okay, and really that is about it. That's all it takes to create an event. And I wanted to show you what it looks like when people have already purchased tickets, and I've already actually gone ahead and done that. So I'm going to go to my charity. I'm going to go to events. I'm in a test environment here. That's why it says beta. It must be complete. Okay, I knew I had it set up. Okay. So I had set up the tickets and I had already gone ahead and purchased some tickets. So that's why you can see that I've reached 29% of my $3,000 fundraising goal, and I have 9 attendees, and I have 1 day left to buy because I set my sales ticket end date to be tomorrow. Okay, so this part is really exciting. If you go ahead and click Manage, you'll be able to see a dashboard, an at-a-glance dashboard that tells you all of the key things you need to know for sales and donations and for attendees. Okay, and in this dashboard, you can do a lot of exciting things. So you can perform bulk actions, and you can select the purchasers, for example, and resend their tax receipts, or you could resend tickets. Or perhaps you want to email all purchasers. You can go ahead and do that by clicking Email All Purchasers. If I wanted to go into this person and edit their profile, I could do that. I could send them an email, just like one email to that person. I could resend their tax receipt. So you could do it all in on an individual basis or in bulk. Okay, if I wanted to edit this person, let's say they changed their email address to something, we can do that. Oh, that's not right. Okay, let's just add an 8 there. All right, and it updates super easily. And then if you go onto the attendees area, you can see at a glance how many tickets you've sold for each ticket type, how many tickets are remaining, how many people you've checked into the event. So let's say you're there, the event is happening, it's live, people are starting to arrive, Samantha Doe arrives. You can go ahead and check her in. Okay, or you could do that in bulk as well, right here. Okay, or you could email all attendees. Maybe the event needs to, maybe you want to tell people to bring their umbrellas or something like that. This comes in handy, definitely. And then you can download the attendee list. So I'm going to go ahead and download that so you can see it. I have an Excel file on my computer, but I'm not there it is. You should be able to see it now. Okay, these are all just fake people. And you can see the list is very clear. Their ticket number, the first name, last name, email, the ticket type, ticket price, have you checked them in or not, the purchaser's name, email, and this here, let me just scroll over so you can see that purchaser mailing list opt-in. Okay, so this is what tells you if the purchaser has opted in to your mailing list or not. It's really just that easy. Okay, so I'm going to close that. Okay, and that's really just how easy it is to manage your event. Okay, so now that I've shown you that, I'm going to go ahead and end this event. And I'm going to show you what the post-event receiving looks like. Okay, so I'm going to go down here. Let's just pretend that the event end date is now. Okay, so February 8th. Let's just put it for 2:00 p.m. Right now it's 2:47 p.m. Eastern Time. Okay, I'll save that. Oh, darn. I must have done something wrong here. What I'd really like to show you is the box that pops up so that you can see what it looks like when you've selected post event receipting. But I can't figure out what the issue is here. Okay, sales end date. Maybe that's what it is. Okay, that makes sense. So the ticket sales cannot happen after the event ends, and this is what I mentioned earlier. So, okay, let's go ahead and end the ticket sales and cross our fingers that this works. Okay, we'll save and let's go back to tickets and tax receipts. There it is. So once your event has ended and you've selected post-event receipting, you'll go to tickets and tax receipts, and you have a great description right here that tells you your event has ended and to please complete receipting by entering the receivable amount and description of the advantage received for each ticket type. Okay, so let's just say the receivable amount is $50. Here, we'll leave that the way it is. Okay, we'll leave that. That's totally fine. Let's go ahead and complete receipting. There we go. Post-event receipts sent successfully. If you had entered in $0 for the receivable amount, receipts would not be sent. Okay, so we can move on from here. Now that you've seen the amazing things you can do with events, I encourage you to go ahead and ask questions. I'm going to switch back to my PowerPoint slides, and we'll give this GoToWebinar a minute or two to kick in. Okay, I think you should be able to see that. So I also encourage you to get started on creating an event. You can go into your account and play around with it like we did today, and it's available for the low rate of just 4.5%, including credit card fees. And if you're offering free tickets, then no fee applies to them regardless of the size of your event. And as always, there are no setup or maintenance fees. Okay, so yeah, please go ahead and enter in your questions. Let me just quickly scroll through them. Okay, let me find the questions here. Okay, I see some great questions coming in. Okay, so one question we have is, how do you invite attendees to your event? Well, when it comes to getting a high attendee rate, marketing your event is super, super important. So I definitely encourage you to maybe create a dedicated email to tell your attendees and your supporters what your event is going to be about, and send that email to them. Get some volunteers to call up your supporters and let them know about the event. Again, like, marketing the event does go a long, long way. I wouldn't just create the event and hope that people find it. I would definitely have a plan in place to get people to the page. Okay, I'm going to move on to the next question. Okay, one question we have is, do you have a plugin to put the event on our website? We do not have a plugin for that. That said, it doesn't mean it's not something we would have in the future. We are always taking all of the suggestions that charities have, and taking note of their needs for all of our products. So we will, I'll definitely share that with the team later today. Okay, somebody asked, can you show the social media sharing portion? So let's say you're on the event page here. Okay, the supporter can share it using Facebook or Twitter or Pinterest or Google Plus or email. If they click Facebook, they will be able to share the event on their Facebook wall, and they can even enter in a custom message to go with it. And it's just as easy as clicking post to Facebook at the bottom. Okay, very easy to share. I'm going to leave that. Let's try Twitter. See what happens. There we go, Twitter. It's a tweet with the link, and that will be tweeted to the person who's clicking it. And if they're not already logged in, then they will be prompted to log in. Okay, so let's go back to some more questions because we are nearing the end. Okay, so Elena asked, is there a prompt for guests to make a donation on top of ticket sale? Elena, yes, there is. I'll show you on this Down Syndrome Day page that I'm already on. Okay, so just below the ticket information, your ticket types will display first, and then the donation prompt will display below. And it will only display if you've chosen to display it. That's all in your settings area. Okay, so if somebody does want to donate, they can. They don't even actually have to buy a ticket to donate. They can just make the donation alone. Okay, and as you can see, I'm on the purchase page, and it just says donation $50. That's it. Okay, so for ticket purchasers who purchase multiple tickets at once, so let's say, for example, 4, can they enter the names of the other guests at the time of purchase, or do you only have access to the ticket purchaser's info? So Christina, yes, you do have that option actually to either collect the attendee's info or to choose not to collect it and only collect the purchaser's info. If you choose to collect it, the purchaser will simply have to enter in all of that info. So let's say, for example, I select, one adult ticket here, baby ticket, okay, and I click buy tickets. I scroll down. The order summary will show the total tickets. Okay, and then you can see here purchaser and ticket receipt information. So the purchaser fills that out. And then below that is where they fill out all of the guests' information. Okay, well, it looks like we've covered all of the questions for today. If I missed any, I will definitely get back to you by email. I see a lot of comments about the slides and the recording. So yeah, again, definitely going to send that today. Well, I want to say thank you so much for joining. Oh, you know what? I'm going to answer one more question from Max, who is responsible for the physical tickets. Okay, so Max, if the attendee information is collected, the tickets will be sent to the attendees. And then they'll be sent by email, and the attendees can go ahead and just print them. Sorry about that. If the attendee information is not collected, then the purchaser will be sent the tickets, and the purchaser will have to forward the tickets to the attendees. Okay, and then you, as the charity, you always have the option to resend the tickets to them if they get in touch with you because maybe they've lost the ticket or something like that. Okay, so we will call it a day with the questions, and I will take a closer look through all of the comments to make sure I haven't missed any. But if I have, I will 100% get back to you today or tomorrow. So thank you again, and have a great day, everyone.